Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen, today I wanted to talk a little bit about ninjas in pajamas, which is actually very interesting because usually they don't have very much to do with League of Legends, but there was actually some really big news that did come out this week, and it actually, in a weird way, kind of circles back to Spica, the TSM jungler. Obviously, I'm sure he's in the title or the thumbnail, something like that, and it's kind of an interesting story here, with a lot going on, stuff that was very unexpected. Ninjas in Pajamas is obviously a very historic organization in Europe. They actually have a lot of fans outside of the League of Legends world. They are a big name. People really love them and get behind them. And even me over in North America, I've been a fan of them for quite some time, from like CSGO and stuff like that. They're a big name, a big organization, a team that seems to do things right. And you know, they're joining the League of Legends world now, and maybe even starting to recruit some players, which is what we're going to be talking about in this video today. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamGerm. The VODs of my podcast Beyond the Rift are going to be going up there every single week, and it's going to be live streamed on YouTube every single Monday. If you can't catch it live, check out the Patreon for the VODs. With that being said, here we go. So the big unexpected news coming out of nowhere. Ninjas in Pajamas did tweet out a couple of days ago, NIP by ESV5 LPL English. We have arrived with this little video, so we can kind of watch this video real quick, so you guys, for those of you that haven't seen it, you can understand what's going on. Turned it down a little bit because the video is very loud. You guys don't really even need to hear it. There you have it. There is the Ninjas in Pajamas announcement that they are going to be in the LPL now. Obviously, they have a agreement in place with Victory 5 to kind of merge together. They're going to be called Ninjas in Pajamas, we do presume, but they're merging with the Victory 5 group, which, as you can see, they just went 0-16 in the LPL. So Ninjas in Pajamas definitely has their work cut out for them. Who knows how many of the Victory 5 players they're going to absorb and keep on their team. Who knows if they're going to go, form their own new roster or whatever. But a lot of Western fans are really excited about this move. We are excited. I know I am personally. I know a lot of other people were too, to see Ninjas in Pajamas back in the League of Legends world. And they're going to see them in the LPL, which will, I think, bring a lot of Western fans over to the LPL. And hopefully, they'll turn into a brand and organization that Chinese fans are able to bring in and love as well. Again, it's going to depend what they do with their roster, if they're able to bring this V5 team up from the gutters. I mean, the LPL is very tough. 17 teams, and when you are in 17th place, that's really tough, because even having a great season by these standards, I mean, you just won 0 games. What would be a good season? Winning 4, 5, 6 games? I mean, that still would get you like 13th place in the LPL. I mean, you're still scraping. So it's going to take probably a couple splits, probably a couple of years before they're able to do anything. But I think this will be really cool. This will be an awesome opportunity for the LPL to grow its brand more, and to just get a great organization, to get a very good kind of staff, management team, everything into their league. Overall, I think it should be a great deal for everyone involved. It does kind of suck, obviously, that they're absorbing such a bad team and bad roster, but we'll see what they do from here. We'll decide, we'll kind of see what they're going to do, what the roster is going to look like, what kind of moves they make. But I already know a lot of European fans are saying, people that don't currently watch the LPL are definitely going to be tuning in to watch Ninjas in Pajamas. Now, if they just absolutely suck and they don't have any interesting players or anything like that, I'm sure that'll go out the way quick. But first few games next season, people are going to be watching NIP, and it will be fun. So I thought this was really crazy news that I did not expect at all. I don't really think a lot of other people did either. But the bigger news here for me is the fact that Spica actually tweeted at them, and he said, y'all need a jungler, which I thought was hilarious. He said, and they replied, sure, just stay where you are. After Worlds 2021, we will pick you up. And I thought this was funny. Now, obviously, it's a joke. I mean, this didn't get very many likes. It didn't get very popular. A lot of people didn't even see this, but Spica reaching out to Ninjas in Pajamas, I think I want to talk about this for a couple reasons. Like how I was saying, Ninjas in Pajamas is going to have a bunch of Western fans. are they going to go out and maybe grab a European player, maybe grab an LCS player to build around? Would that be good for them? I've always been curious of seeing how some LCS and LEC players would do. I know we're seeing Shadow in the LPL right now, and he's doing pretty decent. But there's been talk for the longest times of like, what if Perks went to the LPL? What if Bjergsen went to the LPL? What if Doublelift went to the LPL? And now a team that's going to have a big Western audience, a big Western fan base, maybe has an opportunity to really run with that and grab a Western player to build off of. And the interesting thing here is, yes, Spica is joking. Yes, he's just kind of memeing. Yes, he's kind of trying to get Twitter likes and stuff. But I don't know if you guys saw my video a couple weeks ago. Spica has actually publicly said that he wants to play in the LPL at some point in his career. And he also said it would be sooner rather than later because he wants to play in the LPL in his prime. Because obviously, once he's like older, washed up, whatever, it's not even going to be an option. You have to go into the LPL at your best. Spica does speak Chinese. I believe he was born in China. He wants to go over there and really prove himself because he sees the LPL as the pinnacle of League of Legends, the top of the top, the best of the best. Obviously, Ninja and Pajamas is going to be a lower tier team at the beginning. They'll maybe be an easier roster to get on. And could you imagine them building around Spica, who a lot of people in the West actually think is really one of the best players in the LCS, if not one of the best players in the West? He's probably going to win the MVP in the LCS this year. He would actually be an interesting player to see go over to the LCS and see what he could do. Again, Shadow's doing pretty well, and he was good in Europe, but he was never like so unbelievably crazy, like the best player in the league, anything like that. He was just a good European jungler, and Spica's a pretty damn good jungler himself. So I think this could be interesting because, again, I think he's going to win MVP. Maybe TSM wins a championship this split. Maybe they don't. But I don't really expect him to go to Worlds and do very well. So at this point in his career, he would have already won one LCS title, maybe two. We'll see. He had won an LCS MVP, and it doesn't seem like TSM is going to be doing anything crazy at Worlds anytime soon. So could this be a time for Spica to jump ship and go over to the LPL? Could this be a team that's interested in him? Possibly. Now, when we check out the LCS contract database, he does actually have one more year left on his contract. Now, maybe he would stick around for one more year before jumping over to the LPL, or maybe this is a good time for him to leave because this is a chance for TSM to sell him off and get a bunch of money for him from an LPL team as well, because we know these Chinese orgs have a ton of money. Teams in the LPL have to be well funded. Again, I don't know for sure, but it's at least worth talking about. It's at least worth kind of contemplating. Would this be insane for him to leave TSM to go over to the LPL? Yes, it would, but it seems like every single offseason we get one crazy, one unexpected move. And I don't expect Spica to leave. Maybe I could see him leaving in 2022. I really don't expect him to leave in this offseason. I think he'll give it probably at least one more shot with TSM. But again, this is at least on my radar. This is at least in the realm of possibilities. Would it be very, 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 very crazy? Yes, but again, Spica's interested in the LPL. I'm sure there's some LPL teams interested in him. And again, especially a team with some ties to the West that could attract so many Western audiences to the LPL and still get a pretty damn good player, one of the best junglers really in the West, in my opinion, who's on a team that really holds him back. TSM holds Spica back. I think he could be unlocked on a better team in a better region, better solo queue, better coaching, better infrastructure, better everything. So yeah, if you're a TSM fan, I definitely am a huge fan of Spica. We got to kind of watch out. Spica's already reaching out. He's already touching base a little bit. Even if it's just jokes, he's at least planting the seed in their minds that he might be headed to the LPL pretty soon. Again, he's already said that in interviews. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Should Spica go to the LPL? Should Ninjas in Pajamas want Spica? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!